Morning, my grade 4 students. We are going to move into a new lesson about the freshwater animals. As we know before, that freshwater can exist in rivers, ponds, pools, lakes, streams, waterfall, etc. And these freshwater environments may contain a wide variety of animals and plants. For example, in rivers, we can see frogs, crocodiles, snails, earthworms, etc. and different kinds of plants also. Let's know or recognize activity 1 here. In this activity, we have different freshwater animals. This frog can hide, lay eggs, and also develop in fresh water. It goes out of water from time to time and comes back in water in order not to dry. Of course, we know that the frog is an amphibian and it has a moist skin. It can live in both water and on land. Figure 2 represents the water strider or water spider. This animal or this insect moves by sliding on the water surface. It feeds or eats insects which live on water surface or even in water. Figure 3 represents the diving beetle. This beetle can live in stagnant water only. Stagnant water means like the lake and the pond, not running water, it is the standing water. How does this move? It flies during the night. It moves by flight. This diving beetle is a good swimmer. How? Its legs act like the oars of the boat in order to move in water. Figure 4 represents the brook trout, which is a swimming freshwater fish. And this fish feeds on insects and small fish. This activity 2, is about how do freshwater animals use plants around them. How? Please observe then answer the questions. Photo 1 shows the reeds, which are large plants can grow in freshwater environments. These plants, how are they important or useful for animals? These plants are habitats for some birds that can build their nests to shelter. Photo 2 represents the water lilies. Look at these water lilies or these plants. Which animal uses them? Which animal uses them? Of course, the frog. Excellent. So, the water lilies are aquatic plants that form real habitats for freshwater animals. It is a habitat for frogs. And also, it is a laying medium for fish to lay their eggs. Also, and a refuge for developing larvae of such insects. Aquatic snails eat those lilies. So, these lilies are the main food of aquatic snails, the snails that are found in water. This photo shows an example of freshwater environment, which is the pond. Of course, it is a kind of stagnant or standing water. This pond can include different kinds of animals and plants which inhabit it. For example, the reeds, as we said before, these reeds are habitats for some birds to build their nests in order to shelter. The snails, which can feed on water lilies, the duck, these are the water lilies, and they are, for example, habitats for a frog in order to sit on or to jump on it. Carp is a kind of fish, turtle or sea turtle, frogs, and so on. Also, we can find another document also represents a pond and its inhabitants. Inhabitants means the living things that inhabit this environment. Look at number one. This dragonfly lives on the edge or at the edge of ponds. How does it move? It flies silently and rapidly. It is so fast. What does it feed on or what does it eat? It can feed on insects that it captures while flying or while flight. Its predators are birds and spiders. It means that birds and spiders can eat or can feed on this dragonfly. Number two shows a kind of bird called a heron. This is a gray bird with long legs. How are these legs important to it or how are they fit? They allow this bird to walk in water. It cannot swim. It only walks in water. What does this heron eat? This heron can feed on fish, frogs, and other insects that inhabit the pond or inhabit the water. Number 5 shows a kind of fish. It is an elongated fish called the pike. This pike has a low head and a flat nose. It searches the deepest area of the ponds where it can find its food. So, its food is made up of small fish and frogs. These are the examples that we can learn about them today. Thank you.